All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's it going out there in YouTube land? How's everybody doing? Are we having a good Saturday morning? I hope so. We're going to go and get fired up. It is time for Caliber Corner, Season 5, Episode number 247. So this is kind of a completion in a series which we started many years ago. A couple of years ago, we did a podcast called Our Favorite Sub $350 Handguns. Had a great discussion on it. Prices were different 2 years ago. It'd be interesting to go back and watch that and see how they compared it to today. And then we also did a sub $200 handgun video where we looked to see what was out there. And it was surprising what a person was actually able to find. So we generally just do a gun broker search, but if you have other places or other ideas where you can get good deals on handguns around the $300 or below range, just let us know. Chime in on the YouTube side or leave a comment on this video. But before we get into this discussion, we've got a wonderful panel joining us this morning. They're all riled up and ready to go. So off to my right, let's go ahead and start off with Single Shot. Single Shot, how's your morning going, brother? How you doing?
Not too bad, sir. Well, and thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. Morning to everybody on the panel and the chat. Hope everybody's having a great day.
I think so. I think it's going to be a good day today, man. It's good to have you here and good to have you back. And you said you did some shooting with your brother last weekend. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
good deal.
I had quite a few rounds, put rounds down range and smashed some steel. So we had a good time.
Deal. Cool. Well, man, it's always good to have you back here. Defense Dad dropping a quick comment this morning. Sub $300 guns. I've been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Defense Dad, I thought you were all about the H&K. I thought you're all about the, that you're that 1% of gun owner that gets that H&K, So, anywho. All right. Also joining us, we have my mentor, Squibload. Squib, how's it going today? How you doing, brother?
I just hope that I'm the mentor because I'm older, and that's the only reason why. Because sometimes my advice is good, and sometimes, my advice is usually good. It's just rough to take.
Well, everybody seemed to be in agreement with you this morning, so we didn't include Fusin on the discussion, but we're going to wait till after the show to have that chat. I don't want to do the show. We got to talk about what's most important.
Well, we were mostly talking about Mil-surps, but you ran off to get coffee, so you missed out on some,
I bet.
Mil-surp top.
That's right.
Which, for this topic, I may have to go Mil-surp. That's with this Biden inflation. I don't know that $300 is a good cap for this.
You'd be surprised. I mean, you were surprised. Here's the thing, though. What's really sad is I went back and looked at the 350 video, and you could get Tokarevs for $215.
Yeah,
you could get Makarovs for $279. It's like I get so sad when I go back and watch the old videos because it's like, it's never going to happen again.
So, here's my good grammar, not no more.
Yes. Yeah. Well, my inspiration real quick for today's episode is I'm sitting here thinking about it. We're not back to post-2016 election, pre-pandemic pricing, which arguably was some of the lowest gun prices I think we've ever seen in ammo prices. I mean, they were just giving stuff away, right? Whether it was the free shipping or it was whatever. But we're also not in that pandemic era pricing where people were paying $400 for a high point. We're getting back below MSRP. And I think there's a lot out there that people can find. So we're going to see what's out there. Is there anything even worth buying? You guys can share your experiences. We'll have the Mil-surp discussion. I want to start with that when we get through the panel because I don't really, is there stuff out there we can still get? But we'll talk about that a little bit. So,
okay, well,
go ahead, bud.
With Defense Dad's comment there, all right, I'm not going to tell everyone to save up more money to buy a better gun. Kingpin will do that. But I will say, put it on your credit card and just pay it off. Okay, if you got to have it right now or it's a good deal and you don't want to pass it up, then put it on your credit card and then go pay it off. If you don't have a credit card, go get a credit card. Build your credit and that sort of thing. I will say this, when we're talking about these gun prices going up, if you buy a gun for $200 now and in a year it's $400 and you paid, say, I don't know, $57 in interest, you still made out pretty good, or if you wait and then later you really want it, you go, man, now they're $400. Why didn't I buy it then?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Just, my experiences, unless there's some sort of panic buy, prices don't go down. In fact, I went back and looked at the Ruger EC9S cleaning video that I did, or tabletop review video. It was $299 back in 2017, 2018. I checked the Ruger website and it MSRP's at $349. So that's going to translate to a higher out the door price, even if you still pay below MSRP. So prices are not dropping. I mean, most of these guns have gone up 20% in the last 4 to 5 years. Just kind of because I kind of used my old episodes as kind of like a little historical marker of what prices were like back in the day. Because I would show off a lot of we did a lot of price checking and stuff, and stuff's not going down. So
I'll give some advice, like I was in the pre-chat. All right, new guys, here's the deal: unless it's an AR or an AK, it's probably going to go up in price and stay up in price. On occasion with these Mil-surps, they'll get a big shipment comes into the country, and the price on that shipment from that distributor, or the distributors who get it, are lower. That's when you buy it and snatch it up, because when those dry up, everything just jumps right back up to the same price. ARs and AKs have gone up, they've gone down, they've gone up. Pretty much everything else has gone up and up and up and up and up.
But like the PSA AKs, they're $4.99, right, for a blem, $5.99 for a non-blem.
Right.
They've been that price, but that's different than a Wasser or
prices.
Yeah, you look at like a VZ, whatever, VZ 58 or whatever they were called. I can't remember. Or you go with a Wasser, they're $900, $1,000. When they were $750 2 years ago.
So if you're there ho-humming and going, I don't know, unless it's an AR or an AK, it's probably only going to go up. And on a rare occasion with these Mil-surps, like I said, a batch will come into the country, and that's when you snatch up what you've been wanting. You've been wanting that. That's how I got that Carcano. I've been wanting to get a Carcano, and they had a whole bunch of them flood into the country. They're still out there. They haven't been selling them out, but they flooded into the country. I snatched up one of those, and I got it for a good deal. And when
now they're pushing $200. They were $99 specials all day long for a year or two.
When that batch dries up, if they don't get another batch into the country, which you never know with Mil-surps, which is a little bit of a different animal, then I got mine for my collection. Then I can take my resources and move on to the next nation that I want to get a World War II rifle,
or move on to trying to acquire ammo for the Carcano.
Well, no, I've got that, but I had that.
But a lot of people don't, so that's something you got to take into consideration. But
also with black powder, somebody's like, "Oh, I'm just into black powder." Black powder has gone way up. Travis, you've experienced it yourself.
Dude, that Traditions revolver I brought, and granted, it was on clearance, but what it was, and it was like a $179 combo pack, $179. Now it's $350. $350. That's and like the kits, the build it yourself black powder rifle kits are pushing $400, $350, $400. You can basically buy one pre-made from Traditions for the same price as the kit. I mean, it's crazy. Or maybe $50 more and save yourself hours of labor and supplies you're going to need to finish it. So it's like, those aren't cheap anymore either. Yeah.
Almost no matter what it is, almost everything will just go up in price. So if you're there looking at the dollar amount and going, I'll just wait for the price to come down, it probably won't. That's just a general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So whenever it comes to Mil-surp, they're always going to go up. There'll be short times in history, like what Squib just said, where stuff will come in. But then as soon as that dries up, it's going to be higher than whenever that shipment initially came in. So,
and it's the industry, I think, that pushes that, but they also might have an increase in cost, and sometimes they have to do a lot of finagling to get stuff to actually make it here. So, but that's going to directly translate to higher MSRP every time they get a new shipment in.
Let's say there's a name your Mil-surp is a $500 gun right now.
Yeah,
and then a shipment comes in, all suddenly they're $350, $400, and you're sitting there like, oh, I should have waited, or dang, I have this overpriced gun at $500. As soon as that shipment dries up of a $350, $400 gun or whatever, that would have spurred interest to that firearm, and once that dries up, your $500 firearm is now a $600, $700, $800 firearm.
Yeah, just look at Moses when they were $129. Now they're $379, $499, $1,000. I mean, it's getting stupid. I mean, and then, like I said, every time they get a new crate in, this could be the last crate. This could be the last crate. So the point here from anybody listening is buy. If you think you have an interest in it, and it looks like it's something you want, just buy it. Let's tell you right now, learn from what we've been telling you guys for years now. Just get it.
The value of something is not the cost. The value of something is what it means to you. What do you think it's worth? Yeah. If you think something's worth $500, it's worth $500 to you. No matter if 2 doors down, it's $400.
Well, when company X, Y, and Z all get shipments of these in, and they all establish a baseline retail price, that pretty much ups the buy-in, because that's going to cause the secondary market to rise too. Because then suddenly people realize, oh well, Classic is selling Mosins for $499. I'm going to go from $379 to mine to $499 because, well, you want one, that's what you got to pay. I mean, I'm not demonizing it or criticizing. I'm just saying that's the reality of the market today. Yeah.
There are some local shops that go, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get this, 5 crates or whatever of this gun from Classic, and I'm going to put up my 5 or 10% and then turn around and sell it.
All right, let's continue introductions real quick. American Hillbilly, how's it going? You were just going a mile a minute today, aren't we? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing this morning?
No complaints at all. So are you a big fan of the sub $300 firearms or what? Is that part of the Hillbilly Nation? It is here.
You betcha, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when a person needs a budget, got a budget or whatever, and you need that gun to either protect your family or just go out and shoot some steel or whatever. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. So
what was really difficult when I was researching the prices for the $299 semi-automatic, I had it under pistols for filtering, and the friggin' High Point 380 carbines are popping up for $299. They have them cross-listed as handguns, which was kind of odd, but I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, $299 for a 380 carbine or $299 for a Charter Arms Bulldog revolver. You make the choice, right?
Yeah.
So, it's kind of, it gets tough. But when you see what's out there, like, wow, I can get one of those for $300. So we're not responsible for any financial decisions you make after today's episode, because a lot of the times you're like, okay, that's all they cost. So some of these are way below $200 on top of it, or when they're on sale.
And this group of people has spent thousands upon thousands of each other's dollars.
Oh, absolutely. We're a horrible influence on each other. Now, just because he's out there and he's an itch that we can't scratch, New York Outcast is pushing the rnldisplays.com gun displays. Make sure you guys go get one. It's fine furniture to display in your firearm. And yes, calm down, you polymer people of the polymer. They do make a Glock compatible stand. This will work with your Glock compatible carbines, right? This will fit in the magazine well. They've also got a series of pistol displays. So get over to rnldisplays.com, support an American-made product, a better-known company, and I think you will be very happy. So rnldisplays.com. There you go, Outcast. We got you covered for today, bro.
I got some information from their R&D lab. The reason that the pistol stand is Glock compatible is because if they made a 1911 pistol stand, it would tip over from all the weight of a real metal gun. And you have
that man card. That man card alone.
Stand. You can only make
just like me. That man card is very front heavy. Yes, absolutely. Look at Kevin Jung's comment. I mean, this is another mic drop comment of the morning. In cooking, presentation is 9/10 of the taste. Same goes for your gun collection. R&L's makes a sick display. So there you go. Right on. Okay, let's keep moving here. So next up, we got Foos, the one, the only. Foos is loose. Foos, what's going on today, man? Are you going to the range or what?
No. I'm actually, I don't think I'm going to shoot at all this weekend. And then next week.
Whoa, what's wrong with you?
Well, I've been having a little bit of hand pain that I'm trying to rest up, because next week I'm going on a work trip. I get back. I have a week and a half until Area 4, and then I'm off a week, and then I have the Missouri section, and then I have nationals. So I am stupid crazy busy when I come back, and I'm just trying to rest up so I can come back and hit it full force for about a month and a half. In that month and a half in training, I'll probably drop 4,000 or 5,000 rounds. So
well, and it's just like anything. It is possible to overtrain. You could get to a point where physically you get to an age that your joints and everything, they don't just heal overnight like they used to when you're in your 20s. You feel it for the next day. So I see where you're coming from.
I'm getting some hand pain. It's on top of my hand. It's between my second and my middle and ring finger hand on my left hand, so it's my gripping hand.
Yeah, I'll be happy to take those CZs off you at some point if you want to go get something a little more ergonomic. Maybe something like a Gen 3 Glock with some ridges molded into it or something. If you need
actually, you say that, and I've been shooting my Gen 5 Glock, and I'm really enjoying.
Dude, and you guys know I love all brands. I mean, there's a lot of firearms that I support and buy and use, but the G17, like I said, it's just a good bread and butter. It's just a nice, simple pistol, and you can make it fit your hand. You get the back straps on it, you can change out. I mean, heck, even Squibb shot it. He thought the G17 felt pretty good. I mean, it's not they're made to fit a variety of hands, so they're not. I don't know if any gun is absolutely truly comfortable in your hand. I mean, there could be some that just fit you like a glove. Just ask OJ. But I mean, there's bound to be something that's gonna work for you. Oh, that's right. The glove didn't fit. But yeah, no, that's just it, man. I mean, maybe just try some different guns once in a while, but it is good to not overtrain. So, all right, so we're gonna keep moving. So, Foos, I'm glad you're with us. You've been with us for years, and I'm glad you continue. So, all right. Also joining us, we got the young buck, firefighter 09100. Firefighter, what's new in your world, buddy? How you doing?
Finally free from mandatory Saturday overtime at the factory, so that's where I've been.
You staying busy or what?
Beyond busy. And I missed out on a $250 Steyr M95 carbine last Sunday.
Oh, ouch. Man, that happens. But you know what? I mean, just don't let that happen again. Learn from that mistake, and then you'll know to do better next time. So
take some of that Saturday overtime. I got to go into today myself. Mandatory. Take some of that Saturday money. And
I thought you made the rules there, Squib. I thought you're the one that they follow.
No, everybody keeps coming to me because they think I'm the manager, but
just play it. That's fake it, dude. Fake it. That's fine.
Fake it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's always fake until you make it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that I know how you feel missing out on that straight pull, but there will be others. I just don't know that it will be for that price.
Real quick, I want to bring it back to American Hillbilly. So you're the new guy here, right? We'd like to show your channel a little bit of love here. What do you got coming up on your channel? You've got some new videos that you put out there recently. I've been super busy this week, so I've been out of the loop on a lot of the podcasts and videos. What have you got on your channel for people to check out if they go over there? What have you put up recently?
Well, we'd recently put up a video that I did with my son-in-law that just joined the service, and then that's last week, I believe. And then this week, I just want to ask anybody, have you ever been so doggone mad at your TV that you just wanted to shoot it?
That's what your video was. That's right. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw it pop up in the thumbnail. Like just kind of don't ruin it for us. But what does it just like act up on its own whenever it wants to, and it just drives you nuts, or what? What is the problem?
Well, yeah, I mean, my thought on that is if your TV's giving you some trouble, or maybe you're watching your sports team, your favorite football team or whatever. I mean, like me being a Chiefs fan, when Brady kicks our ass, I mean, it's like you just get so upset at you just get want to shoot.
It's not the TV's fault that your team sucks. I mean, come on, man, don't take it out. Take time out on yourself. Don't take it out on your. Remember those commercials? Take time out on yourself. Don't take it out on your kid. You should do that with your television. Take time out on yourself.
Hold on. You need to take Travis's advice. He's a Huskers fan.
Hey, I've known loss for many years now, so trust me, I'm here to console you. Okay, let's just not talk about that. We're not here to talk sports ball today, guys. We're here to talk guns. Let's not bring it up. Okay, but I will say this: as a Chiefs fan, I know how you feel. Okay, so that was a team that was prevalent on our television. What's that?
I will put it this way too. Maybe if you're not a sports fan, maybe it's just the news that makes you want to do that.
So really, the only thing that could have made the video like even more, extreme would be like maybe put tannerite in front of the television and just see what happens, see if it'll survive or what it does. I mean, that right there, I don't know if that would be epic. Has anybody done tannerite in front of a flat screen? My muse is telling me that would be a video you're gonna make.
That was it.
Yeah, I've seen the washing machine. We've all seen the washing machine one, or tannerite inside of a Hyundai, but. Yeah. There you go. Can you do tannerite on your land at all or not? Where you are? Or do you have to go out to a range, or just make sure you get the permit before you do it, because we don't want to have to go out next weekend.
He's around Table Rock Lake. We need to do tannerite on a boat.
There you go.
Oh God! On a boat? No tannerite on a boat?
That'd be hillbilly fishing right there, buddy.
I can see that. Well, because Nebraska, it's like it's M80s, so yeah, M80s in the water. So, oh my God, yeah. So New York Outcast says the TV should have kept itself home. That's right. Tony says shooting the TV is not going to change the game score. So, yeah, a little bit of rage quitting there is what that is. Office Space, that TV hillbilly, take it out to the field and go mad. Get a bunch of baseball bats. Do a slow motion video where you're playing gangster rap in the background and just take it out. So You guys don't know what we're talking about. The movie Office Space is something you all need to watch. It doesn't matter what industry you've worked in. You can relate to it in some way, shape, or form because we've all had a Lumberg for a boss. We've all had a Lumberg for a boss. We all have to do TPS reports. So what do you say here? Throw the beer can through the TV and be done with it. Or maybe like marinate it in White Claw and then take it out with Tannerite. I mean, really just degrade that television before it's gone. So,
Hey,
what are we talking about here? Yo, what's up?
As the youngest person in this chat, don't give me bad ideas.
No, we're all about keeping things safe and friendly, and we're just having fun this morning. This is just a bunch of people sitting around having a good time chatting. All right, so we're gonna get into the discussion. And
when you want your TPS report?
Oh yeah, what about your TPS? Have you seen my red stapler, Foos? Have you seen my stapler?
No.
And I was told I could listen to music while I'm collating copies, and there's squirrels outside my window, and they fight a lot, and I watch them. Mm-hmm.
When I
again, you guys gotta watch Office Space. It'll change your life. All right, you're like, this guy understands me. I know how you feel. Yep.
When I left my last job, I did make sure I took my red stapler with me.
Take your red stapler with you when you go. That's right. Once they put you in the basement and quit paying you, then you knew it was time to leave. So that's Squib's walking out. I could just burn the building down.
This person hasn't been an employee for 3 years. We just fixed the accounting problem.
That's right. See, Foos here, he wears 15 badges of flare, but Squib, he wears 35. Because 15, that's acceptable, but
that's the minimum.
That's the minimum. If you want to go that way, it's okay.
I'm just an overachiever.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get this party started. So what we basically did is let's talk the Mil-surp thing, because in my opinion, that might be one of the best routes to go for a well-built firearm that still can be serviceable. Now the ammo can be questionable depending on what the gun's chambered in. Places like Numerous Gun Parts, you can get whatever you want to fix anything, just about anything. Okay? Well, you don't think so? No.
There's several.
I can find springs for anything. I can find firing pins left and right. There's a lot of places like Wolf or like Lakeline that make replacement parts. I mean, you can get stuff if you really need it. There's a replacement part out there for the gun. Somebody probably makes it. But let's throw some good ideas for some Mil-surps out there that we might be able to find for 300. Because I'm not set up to filter by Mil-surp.
You're not.
What's out there? So Squib, we'll start with you. Is there anything Mil-surp in terms of handguns that a person could get? Are there some, maybe Foos, you can chime in, some CZs? What do we have? Yeah.
I went to I went to my go-to would be a M57, a new production Yugoslavian. Well, it's not Yugoslavia anymore. M57.
But are those really $300? I thought they're pushing it depends on where you're buying them from. They're
300 or less.
They're probably 400. But
you might be able to get them, but every site I'm going to sold out. So I just don't think you're going to find a Mil-surp handgun for under $300 right now. When a batch of them comes into the country, yeah.
Are those the Tokarev clones?
Yeah, that's the 7.62 by 25. What about the M70? Oh, that's maybe the 9mm Tokarev, right? M70.
Very few of those are out there, and magazines are really difficult. I have an M70.
In stock. Blah blah blah.
Here's a Yugo rare 800. Okay. Rare American Arms Zastava Yugo TV.
Yeah, see, it's going right to the M70 AK. No, I want the M70 pistol.
No, I'm looking at the M70 pistol on Gunbroker right now. So
yeah, see, I don't go to Gunbroker because I want to go somewhere where I just stick the credit card in and I get the gun, not where I got a bid.
Well, no, I have everything set up for buy now. Everything I have set up for today is buy now, so we can show people what they could actually buy. Like over at Atlantic Farms, they got Romanian Tokarevs, $489. They used to be $249 for the M57 surplus, but those are not going to be in stock. I guarantee it. Yeah, those are sold out. The 249s like a year or two ago, that was a price like the bottom end of the prices we were seeing. I'm seeing $479 on them right now
for an M79 millimeter.
Let's see. This is
M70A.
Yeah.
M70.
So, like the guns that I would look at that are going to be cheap like that could probably be your 7.62 by or your 32
ACP CZs. Like, will there be any CZs that we can?
Yeah, the model 50, model 70. You get a Tokarev and a 32 auto, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing new ones for sale here in 7.62.
You may be able
parts
to.
out the butt. Tons
You
of
may
parts.
be able to negotiate at a possibly maybe like a small town gun show or something. There might be one sitting there that needs a little love. You might be able to negotiate on one. Maybe they're asking like 375, maybe 300 cash will get it, 350. I don't know. I'm trying to, I'm looking at 299 and below because I'm going to show you guys what's out there. But yeah,
if you end up picking up one of these 9mm TT clones or the Yugoslavian M57, which has a longer magazine than the other TTs, I've got a video on where to source parts. So you can get mags, you can get parts, you can keep them running. But yeah, that would be my go-to for 300 or less. But
I need a mag because I have one mag for my 9mm Tokarev.
Then just
so here's the other thing though too.
This is a company website.
This is a good point you guys are making right now. If you're going to go get these surplus, understand the mags may be rare to non-existent, or you might only be able to get old stock. You can get new manufacturer Makarov mags from not Wolf, Apex. Apex makes new stainless steel mags for the Makarovs. But you're going to pay, well, those are cheap. But I mean, a lot of these surplus mags, man, you might be paying $40 or $50. So it's not even worth just trying to get in at a certain price point if you can't even get the mags. Now, yeah, the Star BMs, 369. Remember they were 179 just a couple of years ago. That would have been a good choice too, because you can get parts for those. Now they're pushing 400. Some nice looking ones, but you're still looking at 400, 475. And at that point, my God, just go get yourself like a Rock Island Armory. If you really want to go that route, like a 9mm, small, you can basically get something for the same price, or even a full size for that matter. So, hey, real quick, Kingpin's joining us. Kingpin, what's going on, man? Are you going to be the voice of reason today or what?
I doubt it. Good morning, everybody.
What you been doing, man? What are you up to?
Not too much. I got a little bit of time, so I figured I'd hop in and probably not add anything to the conversation.
Oh, that's okay, man. Don't worry about it. You had made a comment that, your best option for the $300 gun is to just go take your money and put it in the trash. But you might be surprised, Kingpin, what you can get. There are some decent pistols out there that, whether revolvers or semi-autos, that you might be able to find a good deal. So I don't know.
Well, I do have to retract part of that statement because I didn't realize. You know me, I don't know as much about guns as you guys do. I didn't think about the Mil-surp and the collectible edition.
Well, you just know what you can find locally. And I know your Maryland gun prices tend to run a little bit higher because you would always, you'd pick up something if I had something similar, or my market was always maybe $75, $50 less than what you pay. So you're just kind of going off of what you see. If you're like, well, you can't get anything under 350 or 400 in my neck of the woods, so.
I'll still freely criticize everybody else's else's comments.
Absolutely, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good.
It's that's mandatory.
Has to happen. It's the voice of reason is what it is. So Kevin Jung says that Kentucky Gun Company ran a sale for TSOS 1911s for $299 a few months ago, chambered in 45 ACP. We're not talking tax. We're not talking transfer fee. We're not talking possibly shipping. That's another thing too. So if you can get any of these locally, like we've got a place here in Lincoln called Nebraska Gun. You could go down there and he's got a really good selection of guns. You might be able to pick up like a Ruger P series for under 300. He's got stuff there. There's a lot of Gearsons that are showing up that are $299 or below, as you're going to see some EAA imports that'll be showing up too.
The only other thing I can think about with Tokarevs is go to the websites that sell the Mil-surp stuff, like Classic Firearms or Atlantic Firearms or some of these others. If you don't know, start digging around on the internet late at night and find out. Set yourself up with an account. Go to that particular firearm or accessory. Click the notify me. Fill in your email address. They will send you an email when it comes back into stock. If a batch of these happens, there's only so many Tokarevs out there. There's only so many Makarovs out there. There's only so many warehouses in Europe or somewhere else, or a floor of a palace that they smash and find all these things underneath. That they're going to. It's happened.
No, I know. They find them in a warehouse that's been abandoned for 50 years, and then that country wants to make some money off of it. So then Classic or Atlantic snags up pallets of them, Right.
Yeah. So there's only so many times that's going to happen. But if you're in the market for one of these Mil-surp handguns, you don't want to pay these crazy prices, and you're hoping that maybe you can get it. Sign up for as many notifications as you can, and if and when they come in, be ready to buy it. Have that credit card ready to go and get yourself in there and take care of it. But there's no guarantees they will come back. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning.
This is totally unrelated, but I just found this, and I want to share this with you guys, although I'm probably going to foos myself if I try to buy one a little bit later on today. But check this out, if this is legit. All right, we've got in stock, all right, new old stock Arsenal Makarovs with 2 mags, holster, and sling for $399.
That's
good. God, people, go buy it right.
I've never heard
those
of
are $100 more than broker right now. You can buy that and flip it and make $100 off of it.
What's the nationality? You think that's Bulgarian?
Bulgarian. Arsenals are Bulgarian, so yeah, new old stock. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be something different about it, and this is not a sub $300 gun, right? But
only a few left. Not now that Foos knows.
August 29th, people are still buying them. So yeah,
I already have one, so you're good.
No, I've already got a Makarov too. I've got a Russian Baikal. I don't want another one. It's great. I love it. I've done a few modifications too, and it's fun to play around with. And it was nice being able to get 9mm Tula Makarov ammo for less than 9mm Parabellum during the pandemic. But anyway, if you want something, that would be a heck of an investment piece. You can swap out some of the springs or just leave it bone stock, and it'll retain its value. So that, now Tacos and French Fries says, is that a scam site? Do your research. Do a Better Business Bureau check on the website. Just do a search on Google, is Global Ordnance legit, and then see what they say.
It kind of looks like a scam site, and the firearm guy here in Michigan has been doing some videos on these scam sites that are, you can tell by the wording or some of the pricing or just some of the other stuff.
It's too good to be true. Well, do your research, but I'm saying anything we show you
Global Ordnance, like I've heard of Global Ordnance before. Before this, but I don't know if it's this.
Was it a website where they just it's TPS reports?
Another thing to consider is if you're in any gun groups at all online or in any circles, like even our local range has a classified section that you can browse if you're a member, and people post firearms for sale. Sometimes you can get good deals there. Now, my experience now, MeWe has been deleting a lot of the buy, sell, trade legal gun groups. They've actually, their founder left, they sold out to somebody, and they've completely reversed what they were supposed to represent. If you don't know what MeWe is, it was supposed to be a social networking site where they don't care what you do as long as you're not breaking the law. Okay, they don't care what you do. That you could post, you create groups about over anything you want. They don't harvest your data. They weren't harvesting your browser. They didn't need to, because that's what the whole site was designed around. So everybody that got booted out on Facebook gun groups went over to MeWe, and there were some really good deals. There are still a few groups that are still up and haven't been taken down yet, but I got a feeling that these are all just going to be snipped from MeWe. So I'm going to be canceling my MeWe account soon. I've already uninstalled it from my phone. Because of the fact they're doing this to our groups, because now we got to go find someplace else to go. It's almost like we need a server just to host gun groups, and that's all you do, But I don't know if people feel some kind of liability. So the point is, it's going to be kind of hard to get out there and find cheap firearms if you don't belong to a range or you don't know of any groups that are online that sell guns. So that's why I kind of fall back to Gun Broker, and I'm not endorsing them or promoting them. I'm just saying this is where I go if I want to see what's for sale online for $300 or less. So that's basically what this comes down to. So yeah, there was a time on our little Facebook groups, you could buy, sell, and trade firearms, legally, quickly, and the prices were actually really good. And in cash,
it's still legal to do.
Okay. I mean, absolutely. And I mean, we would not break into. None of us wanted to get in trouble. I mean, obviously, we had to follow Nebraska laws for buying, because here you can do private sales of handguns as long as the person has a carry permit or a pistol purchase permit and they're a legal Nebraska resident. You could buy, sell, or trade guns with those people. Tactical Fun says he just got 1,000 primers from Global Ordnance, shipped fast, great company. And Tactical Fun is not a scam. This dude's legit. So I mean, there's, you do your own research. I don't want to be responsible if it turns out to be a scam.
On the site, it does look legit. They've got an address in Florida. You can actually Google map it, and it looks like they're running.
Do some research and see what comments, because people will post like Yelp reviews and stuff. People rip on these companies if they're not legit. They'll say, yeah, you can buy, but it takes like 6 months because they don't even have the stuff in stock, although they say they do. So this is another thing too. If you're looking for cheap guns, you really, really got to watch out where you go. So it's kind of some pre-buyer advice here. Know what you're doing. Try the local mom and pop stores. You might be surprised what's in stock, and cash is still king. Cash can still get you some pretty good deals. But what I'm going to show you are mostly new firearms that are going to be under $300, right?
And almost everything so far, I'm up to $275, and almost everything's been an import. So
all right, so we're going to go there.
A lot of high powers in here. It looks like. I think that's what
high powers or high points. Are you talking?
Sorry, high points. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so we're going to start with the revolvers. We're going to show a little love to the revolvers. We're just going to get going right into it. Why? Because I want to, and I don't want to keep Tony waiting. Okay, so we're going to start off with the revolvers. Let me check the private chat real quick because I'm trying to manage like multiple screens here. What's going on, guys? Oh, there's some. Okay. All right, so let me get back into it. We're going to share real quick. So everybody, we're going to show you what you can get for under $300 right now. Again, they're better prices than they were a year ago or 2 years ago. So starting with revolvers, which I love, by the way, Boost. There's a plethora, yes, I just said plethora, of Taurus 856s out there, 38 special plus P. There's a bunch of, you're going to have a lifetime guarantee on them. Now, I can't speak to reliability on these at all. I can't tell you much, right? But $299 is going to be your buy-in, concealed hammer version for, concealed carry. It's not going to snag. You can also get a full-sized security guard, Taurus 82 38 special plus P new, for $298. And of course, we're not talking about sales tax. We're not talking about transfer fees or FFL fees. There's a lot of Charter Arms guns out there, which I tested one and it was okay. But I would say at a minimum, I would go with Taurus for revolver. If you want to go above, say, 22 LR. Bond Arms, if you want a Derringer, you have that as an option. There's the North American Arms belt buckles. By the way, guys, I can't see anything going on in the chat or your questions, so you guys interrupt me, okay? If there's anything out there that we need to address. Go ahead, Kingpin. What's up?
I got you covered.
Okay, cool, man. Thank you. There's a lot of these Diamondback revolvers, which are pretty cool. There's a ton of 22 LR revolvers that are out there. A lot of Rough Riders you're going to run into, some Heritage Barkeeps, maybe even some Ruger Wranglers are going to pop up. I think those are only those 300? They are 300, okay. There's a Talo exclusive Ruger Wrangler for $279. And really, you got to ask yourself, for this $300 gun, let's be realistic. What do you want it for? Do you want just a beater, a truck gun? Do you want a bedside gun? Do you want to defend your family gun? You really got to ask yourself, what are you looking for? Like, what kind of potential use do you see with it? Do you think you're going to need more than, say, 6 rounds from a revolver or 5 rounds from a revolver, right? Here's your M206 Rock Island 38 specials. I don't believe those will run plus P. But, I mean, right now, for me, the 856 Taurus would be a decent one, just as something to kind of start off with. Now, again, we always tell you, just put your money back, save it, buy yourself like one good quality gun. And if that's all you can afford, that's fine. But, this might not really be the way to go. And again, a lot of these North American Arms revolvers, a few of the carbines are popping up. You can also filter by caliber. You can go, 38 special obviously is going to be the bulk of what you're going to see here. And as you go down, it's going to be more Wranglers and more Rough Riders. These little NAA revolvers are fun, but you really got to be careful because they don't have any kind of a trigger guard on them. And they are tiny. It's like having a pack of gum in your hands. So you want to make sure you're not flagging the front of the barrel when you're shooting that thing because they are little. Like even dangling your pinky in front of it can be deadly. So the Heritage Barkeeps are pretty cool. They actually fit my hand well. They're almost like a full-size revolver rear, but you've got that tiny barrel on the front. And that's that, I think that's that special edition one that I showed off on my channel. The color case hardened finish that comes with the glasses and the flask and stuff. So that's pretty much kind of pushing us down to the bottom. And now we're just falling into either Rock Islands, North American Arms, or Heritage. Let's just quickly, let's see, can we filter by caliber? I don't know if we can this way. Yeah. All right. So that's what we have. Do you guys have any comments or anything you want to say on that at all? Anything you want to mention?
I'll go through the chat for you real fast.
Yeah, go right ahead, man. Yeah.
PNW Woods said he's seen loads of Taurus 85s for around 300. And then Defense Dad said, check out gun dot deals. Quite a few guns right now for 300 or less, including the EAA Windicator.
Yeah, I think that's going to pop up. Those should be popping up. Yeah, if you go to gun.deals and type in, you might be able to filter all guns by $300, and then it brings up everything, which will take a while to get through. That's one of the first places I go to look for guns because it's not typically going to be gun broker based. It's going to be regular retailers. And there's a lot of companies I like to buy from, and they always show up on there like Battlehawk Armory or Dahlonega Pawn and Gun or Family Firearms, which is one of my favorite gun stores overall. So those are going to be awesome. Yeah, the Windicators are very cool. Be nice if you could get one in 357 mag and not just 38 special, because I think they make 2 different versions. But those are good guns. You got the Arms Corps M200 38 special. Again, not sure if it's plus P compatible. That kind of makes a difference to me if you're going to make this some sort of a self-defense pistol, right? So we're getting a lot of repeats here, and I'm not really seeing much else at this point. Yeah, Taurus 856 is out there. So there are some options for you, right? There's things you can get. if you're going to be, if you want to go the revolver route, if that's kind of what you see yourself as a fan of, right?
Yeah, that's if you want to go the revolver route, but really, does anyone really want to go to the revolver route?
Well, I love them. I think they're fun to shoot. And I mean, it depends on what you want. Do you need something cheap for grandma where she can just point and pull the trigger if somebody's trying to break in, or do you want something more tactical? Right?
I would get her a Smith & Wesson Easy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to argue with that. Yeah, we got family members that have them and they love them. My grandma shoots one in 380.
Fusa's point is kind of leading to the question that I was going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you recommend those revolvers that you were just showing? Because even though the Barkeep is a basic little revolver, it's got kind of a weird grip. And some of those other smaller, non-traditional, I guess you will call them, because I don't know what the frame J and all that means.
I don't either. Yeah.
You really want to put grandma with one of those goofy handled Derringers in her hand to defend herself?
No, I would go with like that Taurus 856 at a minimum, because it doesn't have a hammer. It's just a point and shoot. It's not going to snag on something. It's, I don't want to call it a purse gun, right? But if you wanted something that would just be, I don't even know. I mean, because to me, it really wouldn't be a first choice, but it really depends on if you just want an inexpensive bedside gun, or that could be a close quarter situation, or you want like a tackle box gun or something. American Hillbilly, what do you think? We're going to drop this one on you. What do you think about these sub $300 revolvers? What would be who's a good buyer for something like that? I mean, anybody who wants one, obviously, but what do you think, man? Would that be something you get for the wife, or maybe a first gun for the kid to play around with? That sounds bad. A first gun for your child to learn to shoot with, Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, as long as it's safe and it shoots straight. My wife carries that the Taurus ultralight plus P 38 special. She loves it. And so, if it would happen to get stolen from her purse, or her purse gets stolen, I mean, it's not that big of a hurt to the pocketbook.
Versus say a $900 Smith & Wesson Airweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, that's going to sting, or if you have to use it and then it gets confiscated for some sort of investigation. I mean, we're throwing all these low chance variables out there, but you got a good point. If it's $300 and it runs and it's okay, and the person's somewhat accurate with it, I kind of wonder how heavy the trigger pull is on those full-time double action hammer, spurless or hammerless revolvers. Like, are they really? Because sometimes that double action pull on some of those can be 10 or 12 pounds, and you're going to be throwing it all over the place.
Ruger LCR, very heavy, very smooth trigger, but it's heavy. Like, I wouldn't have my girlfriend shoot it.
Because if you watch me doing double action trigger pulls, now granted, those are the first times I've shot those guns. Even I suck with them. I'm like a 4-inch group at 25 yards, and or even 21 yards, or 7 yards, 21 feet, or 10 yards. God, I can never get the distance right. 10 yards, 30 feet. I can't. I mean, I'm like, it would work, but it wouldn't be pretty. And then that's even using like a really nice, Colt, Trooper revolver. I'd have to practice with it more. A single action, oh man, everybody looks like a hero when you do that, right? But you do the double action pull, and it can be a little bit iffy. So Tony York says, my missus chooses a 4-inch 38 special Rossi. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Just filter for a nice Rossi. Revolvers are awesome. I've shot one in 44 mag, and as punishing as it was, it really had a good trigger on it. It was fun to shoot, So it feels like a very well-built revolver. I mean, in my opinion, you really can't compare these like a Colt or a Smith & Wesson or whatnot, but or a Ruger for that matter. But I mean, they work. Gizzard Gary says the Ruger LCR is pretty decent also. And we're going to go to semi-autos here soon. What's that?
That's a good shooting gun. I mean, for the price, the Ruger.
I don't know. Are you going to get an LCR for $300? Aren't those usually about $450 though? Those are pretty pricey, aren't they? Foos, you got an LCR, don't you? In 357?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one that you didn't tell me about, that you put the plus P 357 round in, and I shot it and it hurt. Remember that?
Yeah. So what it is, I have some softer 38 specials, and I think it's a 5-shot, so I put 4 of those in it, and then I put 1 round of 158 grain 357 mag in it and gave it to him. And I think it was like your 3rd shot. And
it was like boom. And I was like, oh, I was not expecting that. Yeah, stuff you don't do to your friends, Yeah, we replaced Travis's regular 38 special with 357 Magnum, plus P, and to see his reaction,
we're friends. What the heck? I don't know.
No, it's stuff you do to your friends, but only while you're filming them.
Yeah, that doesn't lead to a gun fail. Good thing I'm gonna blow my head off with that thing. Like, yeah.
I'll tell you this. God. Buddy of mine did that. We were trap shooting, and he stuck 3-inch Magnum, and then handed it to his wife, and it literally broke her collarbone.
Oh my God, dude! Have you ever shot a 12 gauge slug? Like, I used to hunt with Hornady SST rounds, 12 gauge slug rounds, and those things would, like, I hate to say it again, kicks like a mule, man. I mean, they literally would, like, you're hurting, man. You're hurting. It's not fun, you know. So, so let's see. Defense Dad says you can get good $300 guns all day long on guns.com these days for $700. LOL. I'm not sure. You mean like they're marked up? They should be $300, but they're selling for $700. So Kingpin says, next week we talk about 5K and up guns. I thought we had a bucket list of dream guns. I think we've had that discussion before. Kingpin, I got my dream gun, buddy. I got my Shadow too. That was money well spent. Yeah.
I don't consider 5K and up being in the dream gun area.
Because $5,000 for a lot of people is just not it has to be financed. It's not realistic. But anyway,
I mean, because for me, like a $5,000 gun, if I'd want to shoot open USPSA, I'd have to. That would be pretty much entry. And
that's not your average buyer, Foos. We're talking about just your average Joe.
Whenever you put your 2 cents in, it's always from a competitive shooting standpoint.
And that is a market.
99.9% of people out there don't shoot competitively.
But it is a buyer, and it is an important side to recognize. Okay, but it's like well, I put this much, and my Shadow too. I spent $1,000 on it, right? I mean, that's nuts for a lot of people.
Hey,
but it's
you got to understand. Yeah. Kyle Busch drives just a Toyota Camry, just like everybody else.
Hey, Warren Buffett lives in a regular split level, just like anybody else. He does. The guy's worth billions. He lives in a normal house. You wouldn't know. You're like, does Travis live there? No, Warren Buffett lives there. What? Really? Yeah.
Buying $1,000 gun, buying a $5,000 gun. If that's what you want, go get it. That's America, capitalism. Somebody's going to say that's a lot of money for a gun. It is. It is from a lot of people's standpoint. When you look at other options out there that cost less money, that probably will do the same job for you, that you like just as much, but it's your money. And like Kingpin says, instead of buying a crappy cheap gun, save up your money, or in my case, put it on your credit card and just get a nicer gun. And it's that whole buy once, cry once. But when you're looking at these $300 or less guns, there are some guns that are in that price range that aren't too bad. They've got a decent warranty, or there's part support for them, or they will feel comfortable in your hand, or they will go bang every time you pull the trigger. But sometimes with the lower price guns, you kind of get what you pay for. So if you think you have to buy a $5,000 gun to have the most reliable gun, you don't. But if you want a $5,000 gun, go get it, and don't say, oh, I can't afford it. No, you don't want to pay that much for it. You can afford a $5,000 gun.
You might finance it. You can finance a Yeti cooler if you want to.
There's so many things you can buy. It's do you want to pay that? And I think that's what people really need to say is not I can't afford it, but I don't want to pay that much. And just be honest with yourself. And don't cry poverty, because poverty is a choice in America.
And on that note, let's go ahead and move over to poverty spec semi-autos for $300 or less. Which is funny because we say this, yet on my channel, when I look at the metrics, my sub $350 guns get the most views. The cleaning videos get the most views. So there is definitely a market for these out there. All right, we're going to move over to semi-autos and complain some more. So somebody out there, Tony had mentioned, go get an auto mag. Yeah, that's basically it for us. That's the bucket list gun, right? The 44 auto mag. All right, so first of all, for $299 or less, you can go get yourself a PSA dagger. Let's just get that out of the way right now. That'll get you a brand new gun, lifetime guarantee. One, I think, Magpul PMag, Glock PMag will come with it. Glock 19 compatible for parts, Gen 3. Go get it, be happy. I mean, if you want something like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, I have no experience with the dagger. A lot of you guys do. A lot of you own them out there that are watching. I've got friends that are on YouTube that have them and test them and love them. Some people have multiple daggers because there's all these different flavors and styles and colors you can get. And at $299, I mean, that to me, that would almost be the best recommendation I can give. Now, granted, you've got sometimes shipping, probably an FFL fee, sales tax included. You're looking at probably a $400 gun out the door by the time you get it. And some gun stores that I've talked to won't carry the dagger. I don't understand why they won't buy them from people. they won't carry them. So it might be hard to find one local. You might get one that an individual is selling at a gun store. And I think as time goes on, you're going to start to see more of them as they become more mainstream. But I would honestly just say, just go get a new one if you want one. Just, it's going to be $100 more than what your budget dictates, but just do it anyway. So, all right, Kingpin, I'm back in viewer mode, so you guys need to interrupt me.
I got a quick question, and I'll watch the chat for you again. The dagger, is that a factory built gun, or is that another one of the P80s? Like you
can buy a finished frame that a finished frame that's going to be serialized. That I don't believe they do the dagger as an 80% build, but it's its own variance. It's its own style of frame essentially that is Gen 3 Glock 19 compatible.
So when you buy a dagger, you're buying a full already built pistol.
Yeah, or you can buy the frame and you can buy the parts yourself, either PSA parts or Glock parts, and go do it yourself. Trigger pad, barrel slide. You have two options when you do it. The frames are usually $99, but then you still got to pay a transfer fee, shipping, tax. So honestly, a lot of the times it's cheaper. Just even if you want to swap the parts out, just buy the full size gun, take the parts off you don't want, and put on it whatever you want. And it's going to get you in for $200 to $300 less than a G19. I mean, I'm not going to say it goes head to head with the Glock 19 at all. I'm just saying price wise, spec wise,
I wish they made a full size dagger.
Oh, I guarantee there's going to be a G17 size dagger coming soon. They're going to make one. I mean, I guarantee that's going to be the next area. I got a feeling SHOT Show this year for a lot of these companies is going to be huge. I got a feeling, I'm going to predict right now, mark my words, we're going to hear about the Marlin 336. I'm going to predict it's going to come out around December because they featured the SBL, 1 or 2 years ago? I think it was a year ago in December. We'll see December, January. I think you're going to get a dagger. As shown off, I think you're going to get a dagger 17, a G17 size dagger. Gen 3, because if the patent's available, why wouldn't they? Get the market saturated with the smaller dagger and then release the larger one. And now you got a fan base. And if they make that for $299, I would. They'll probably do $349 just because it is more gun, it is larger overall, and they want to maintain their profit margin on it. So I would think that they're probably going to do a $349 dagger 17. Why not, right? I mean, PSA's already got their own AK. They've already got, obviously they make their own M4s. They make their own 1911. So why not? So that's going to happen. Obviously Taurus, I was kind of making fun of Hot from TFB TV. Taurus is probably going to release one of their guns in multiple colors. That'll be what they're going to show off this year. But all right, so here we are. We're looking at the $300 semi-autos. These Glock P80s that you're seeing here for $299. Now, obviously, a build is an option. You could start yourself, and if you have the parts, you could potentially do a P80 build for $300 if you had the parts sitting around. Otherwise, you're probably looking at close to the price of an actual G19 to do your own P80 build. But then again, that's not why you do a P80 build. We understand why you do a P80 build, right? Now, we've also got
because you want to learn the ins and outs of your firearm.
Absolutely. Just like doing your own 80% firearm, it is a very interesting process to go through. It's not always going to be fun or pleasant, or
building your own AK.
Absolutely. So that's another option that you have, going from an 80% build, which is going to be difficult now because a lot of your 80% parts have ceased shipping and selling for most of these retailers while everything's tied up in the courts with what the definition of a firearm is in terms of the 80% builds. But if you stocked up and got this stuff ahead of time, then you get to experience that process, right? I think P80 is still selling the frames because they can. They're just not, I don't think they have any jigs on their website. So if you want to go do one, you might have to try to find the jig that you use to drill the holes and hollow it out, because they're going to get, if they're a P80, a Palmer 80 is not selling them, they're going to be a little hard to find, or you could 3D print your own. So that's always an option too. So it's, which is legal. Okay. There's nothing against printing your own jig. Now what you do with it is your own choice, So, all right. So the sub $300 guns, what's out there now? 2022, EAA Gearson or Gearson, 15+1 9mm, $299. You can pick that up. Those SAR 9 pistols that Defense Dad was talking about earlier, I've shot his before. Perfectly acceptable gun. I fired it, felt fine, felt kind of like a G17 sort of. Those were $215 after rebate. And that's the other thing too. Check some of the manufacturer websites, because we're not even talking about rebates. Taurus had a $25 rebate going on a bunch of their G series pistols. Here you can get a G3 XL, which is the G3 slide and barrel, G3 built on the G3C frame. So if you want that longer barrel, that longer sight radius, but you want that compact printing, safer concealed carry, the G3 XL for $299 is a good deal. Now it's not optics ready, but You know, you can always use and it does have Glock compatible sights for what it's worth. SD9VE, I've had 2 of these and they've been fine. I know that other people have had issues with them. A couple common problems with these SD9VEs, if you happen to stumble upon one. I've replaced mine 2 times now with a stainless steel guide rod and spring from NDZ Performance. Not endorsed by them, but that's what I've done so that gun would run. Some return to battery issues out of the box. The guide rod spring combo is very flimsy. In fact, I think I still have my old one sitting around. You can basically flex it, and the thing just, as it gets hot, it has even less tension. So you start to have some failure to feed issues with that gun. I'm not going to say don't buy it, and maybe you have one and it runs fine, but that's my experience with 2 of them. That's only one 16-round mag with it, but there's nothing wrong with it. Trigger's a little squishy, but it'll work. But I'd honestly probably go the dagger route before I bought an SD9VE. Just now, looking back on it. SAR V6 for $299. Hammer fired. It's going to be based loosely off the CZ75. I had this as an EAA Witness compact back in the early 2000s. Perfectly acceptable gun. Mine was the Tagfoglio version, but they look almost identical. The frames look almost the same. Okay. You know, Skies are going to be out there. You buy a Sky firearm. I would say rent one before you buy one. I have not had positive experiences with them, but other YouTubers have, and maybe they've fixed things up a little bit. They've got all these different versions of them. Like this one's got the Crimson Trace red dot on the top. Very heavy trigger pull. Not the most comfortable shooting experience just because of the way it's designed, but I'd say rent one before you buy one if you're going to get one. I can't recommend them because I had problems with mine, but you do you. You buy whatever you want to buy. I don't really care. It's up to you. TX22 Tauruses. I have a family member that keeps this as her bedside gun. She's got 3 15-round mags. They're all loaded with CCI mini mags. And I know that, you know, she's very recoil sensitive. We've tried for a couple of years now to get her to try to shoot 38 special or shoot 9mm semi-auto. We just can't get past the flinching, or she's great with a 22, shoots it magnificent. I mean, just groups well, comfortable with it, loves it. You know what? Fine. For me, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as a bedside gun. Great training pistol, cheap to shoot at the range, has a full weight feel to it, feels like a full-size gun. And they're fine, but as a self-defense tool, I probably wouldn't rely on it. Plus, the magazines can occasionally be kind of finicky if you don't load them just the right way. Then we get into the Taurus G3 series. You got G3Cs, G2Cs, PT111 G2s that are still out there. G2Ss, a lot of those you can get for under $200 if you look around. Like here's the Sniper Gray one for $299. Lipsy's exclusive. You're paying a bit of a premium for the color on that one because they are a little more rare. Hate to say, but it's true. G3X, which is your G3 lower, your G3 frame, full size with a G3C barrel, which increased capacity, I guess, would be one reason to buy it. You can get up to, I believe, 18-round mags or 17+1 mags with it. Kingpin, how are we doing? Any comments at all I should be addressing?
Yeah, Sam of Anarchy said that he's been seeing the Ruger Security 9 for under $300.
Okay, so how is yours holding up though?
Oh, I love the thing.
Okay, because I know with Rugers, some of the newer Rugers, they do feel kind of sort of flimsy. Like my Max 380, it's good and it runs, but it just doesn't have that rugged feel like a Security 9 or even my old Ruger 9E did from like 8 years ago. You know.
Well, Ruger really laid one down, and it's super disappointing with their little plastic LC EC guns.
Yeah. To me, it's the price. I think they're a little bit overpriced for what you get. I wish they were maybe more in line with like Taurus to really kind of go head to head with their price point, like maybe $299 instead of $349. But that's just me. Another one that I carried for several years is the EC9S. They've got the Savage Silver Polymer with black oxide slide for $299. Wonderful trigger on that gun. That held up well for me. I put a ton of rounds through it, never had problems. Make sure you clean it before you take it out. It's got a pretty tight spring initially, but for $299, that's a great. And they have no CC, no credit card fee. That's another thing you need to watch out for. What do you guys think about the Versa Thunders? Is the frame cracking issue, is that just kind of all hype? Or would you guys ever buy a Versa Thunder in 380? What do you think? I mean, they've been around forever,
Thunders,
you know?
They've been out there for a long time.
Yeah.
This frame cracking thing you're talking about, it was at a bad lot, a bad batch, because otherwise they've had frames cracking for what, 50 years? I mean, they've been out for a long time.
You'd think if it was a common problem, there'd be slews and slews of videos out there, people showing failures of the gun, you know. And I don't know what Versa's warranty is. So if you buy one used, you know, do your research before you buy it, because it might only be a 1-year warranty. I don't know about their customer service. We have people in our gun community that own Versas, some of their other semi-autos and stuff. I think they're kind of cool. I've always wanted one. I've always wanted the Versa Thunder Combat, which is a all OD green and black. Has a slightly different grip on it and stuff. They're a little expensive, and I think those are in 380 also. And they also make a Versa Thunder Combat Max, which I believe has a higher capacity magazine with it, but they're always like $400, and I can never really justify getting one because there's other stuff I like. But you're going to see a lot of Thunders that'll show up under $300, especially in gun stores and stuff. They're there. Check them out, inspect it, look it over. Maybe do some research before you buy one and see if there's a range of serial numbers you don't want to buy. Because generally that's how these companies are going to put that out there. If there's a recall on a gun, you're going to see it. FMK. All right. So I think Calaveras 32 Special has one. We had one. My ex-wife had a pink and black one, and it was fine. It took about 200 rounds to really break it in, so it felt reliable. It kind of felt kind of like a Glock H&K kind of combo is kind of how it felt. Very comfortable to shoot. Multiple back straps. It came with several different sights for the front and rear. And I don't know if that's because of a manufacturing defect or they literally wanted you to be able to tune it to you. FNK started up in California for the sole purpose of basically pointing the middle finger at the California DOJ saying, we can make a gun company here in California, American made, you know, here in this state, we can make semi-auto firearms. They are on the register too, because Calaveras, I believe, has one, and that means it's got to be California compliant. So they're okay, but again, I would probably go the Dagger route. I'd prefer, just my experience with the FMK, I'd go the Dagger over the FMK 9C1, but they're very comfortable, fairly lightweight, G19 size guns. The Soger STR9s are popping up, and sometimes you can get these with the 2-mag combo, or they make a compact and they make a standard frame. They look a lot like an SD9 VE, and they kind of have like a SAR-esque frame to them. They're cool, except, and again, you want to do your research. I love Stoeger as a company. I've got several of their firearms. I've owned many. But this one, a few gun channels have had some problems with the triggers failing, and Stoeger customer service was atrocious. Now, that was just for them. Your experiences may vary, right? This is another one I'd probably rent. I would probably want to put a couple hundred rounds through it before I really get out there and trust my life to it, because it is still a fairly new gun, too. It's only been out for about 2 years, I think, at this point. But as you can see, look at the variety. You've got so much out there you can pick up. We might even find some M&Ps, some 40s out there. I wouldn't be surprised if we can find some under 300 also. Again, more Tauruses out there. Another Gearson MC28 for $299. Diamondback, I have no experience with Diamondback, so I really can't tell you. SAR K2P, I love this gun. This is a very cool looking pistol. Again, hammer fired. And this one's used. So, again, mags on SAR pistols have gotten better now. I think it's easier to find mags. Usually you can get them in stock. I think SAR I think they even sell them on their website. So you shouldn't have trouble finding mags for it, especially if it only comes with one, which unfortunately is sometimes the reality of these guns. Oh yeah, here's another one. Taurus TH9, 17+1 hammer fired. If you'd rather go this route instead of the G3 route, sorry, I got a fly driving me nuts here. This is 17+2, 2 mags. And I think that Roll Call had one of these for a while on his channel. So do your research on it. But this is kind of like, these came out, I think, obviously before the full-size G3 came out. These have been out in the foreign markets in Brazil before they sold them in the U.S. But again, another nice option if you want to go the hammer-fired route. Mags on that could be a little bit difficult to find, though, because the gun that it replaced, which I think was like the 812 or something, had really hard to find mags, and they were really expensive. So it depends on what you want. Oh, and then we fall into the High Point 380 carbine, $299, brand new. So if you just want to go, right to the carbine route, you got that option. So
that's the best deal of the day. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. There you go, $299, brand new, right? No credit card fee, $40 shipping. So that's going to put you at $340. All right. So then if you go local and find something for $350, hey, Taurus GX4s are out there now too. And if you kind of wait, they tend to run rebate deals a couple times a year. Here's a stainless G3, $299. Walther 22 LR if you want a 22 to play around with. LCP2 and 380. the family member that has the TX22 also has this in 22, and it runs fine. They're very lightweight and small, and in the words of Kingpin, you know, kind of plasticky, but it shoots. At 298, I think that's about what she paid for hers, but she has hers in 22. I was going to actually get that before I bought the Max 380. I was going to go with that, but the Max 380 was the exact same weight as the LCP2 dry. So I thought, well, why would I? Weight was what it was all about for me on that purchase. So why go with a smaller gun when I can get a bigger gun that somehow weighs the same, right? Here's your Security 9. Kingpin, have you had any problems with yours? I know I just asked you about it a little while ago. If you don't mind having one with this is the compact model. You've got the regular size model, right?
Yeah, I got the regular full size.
So the only thing with this is you might not have a pinky rest. It's got two 10-round mags, so they both may be flat bottom mags. And there's always companies that do aftermarket pinky extensions, or you can get them off of eBay and stuff. But
3D print them.
Yeah. 3D print them, yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's a design you can get if you look for it. This one does have adjustable sights, which is really nice. They're not like machined into the top like Ruger sometimes does with their E-series pistols. Nice trigger. I mean, it's the same trigger that's in the EC9S, which is good. Now this one does have the safety, which generally Ruger also makes them without. But you know, that would probably be another top choice if you want to go with a nice compact. There's again some 22s that we see in 1911 patterns and stuff like that. Here's a full-size Security 9 for $295. And that's 15 plus 1, probably with just one mag. Kingpins, yours come with one mag or two?
I don't remember.
One, wasn't it? Usually, at that price point, they're probably just going to be one.
I think it was just one mag. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
Kind of so this is starting bid at $269 or buy it now for $295. So that's from a highly rated seller out there on Gunbroker. There's a few Bursa BP9CCs that are going to pop up, and I thought maybe Midnight Range TM had one of those, if I'm not mistaken. I think he featured that on his channel.
The Ruger didn't really go up too much in price, because when I bought mine, it was probably about a year old, and year and a half, maybe even 2 years out, and I paid $325 out the door in Maryland for mine. And I know mostly everybody else was around like the 250, 275 range. So if they're going with the inflation and all that for $295, that's not really all that bad.
No, not at all. No, that's a really good deal. I mean, I would think locally, I think they're probably more like $349, like at Shields and stuff. But go ahead.
Real quick, Tony had a bunch of comments about the SB9, and then let's see, Rob and Defense Dad were talking about blue label policies, like gun manufacturers that help you, I guess, like do payments or something for guns or whatever. And then somebody else said something just a second ago. Sam of Anarchy said the Canik TP9 under 300, depending on the model you go with and from where you buy it. And then, you know, Squid shoot squirrels and beer cans.
Defense Dad's got a good one here. APX1 compact for $299, and there's a $100 rebate right now. Good little carry piece. Yeah, the Beretta APX1 compact. Those are out there too. And there's a couple places. If you buy an AR-15, I saw this online. They'll give you a free APX1. I think they've got a. Who was it that had that?
Back a year or so, maybe a year or two ago. I don't know if you guys know the channel, but his name is Dave Gass, Gass. He bought the Ruger carbine, and it came with the Security 9. Like they had a package deal going, and he got an amazing deal for it. I'll see if I can find this video.
Let's another thing too is maybe if you don't need this right away, hold out till Black Friday, because there might be some good rebate specials that are out there, or there might be some good deals where they'll buy one. Like I know sometimes like you buy this, they throw in like a Heritage Rough Rider for free. I think Rule King was doing a deal on that. But right now, if you buy a Spikes Tactical Basic M4 and you get the APX1 compact for free, but they're charging $1,000, but that's Spikes, and you buy whatever brand you want. But still, I mean, it's kind of cool they're actually doing that. I'm not going to complain. I thought there was one where you got a free Taurus G2C at one point also if you bought another gun, but yeah. So that's just the thing is, do check these manufacturers, because they also have a lot of rebates too, so you don't miss out on it. The Blue Label program, no, that's going to be for first responders. It's going to be for police, medics. It's pretty much, people that are in that sort of field. Fire department, if I'm not mistaken. You get the guns much cheaper. You're getting it basically at like a department price. So that's what the Blue Label program is. And it's funny when you go over to gun.deals, those posts get a lot of hate from people because, you know, a large percentage of your population doesn't qualify for it. Well, if you want those prices, go get that job. You know, that's what I'm going to say. At least they offer it, you know. Yeah, why can't they offer it for that price for everybody else? Because they don't have to. So Watt75 says, my sister has a Bursa 380 and it shoots fine. With that said, she doesn't put a ton of rounds through it though either. Let's see. Hillbilly up. Oh yeah, let's go back to let's just go and close out the chat real quick here. So looking at the stats here, if you had to choose one of the following for self-defense, which would you choose? The high point pistol was 11%. I thought it was going to be much more than that. Sky pistols were 4%. Taurus G series is 62%, and the sharp pointy stick was 24%. So there is a lot of love for the G series out there, and the longer that they're out here, the more proven of a track record they have. Not that they're perfect, and every gun has its issues, but so the Taurus G series would be the overall winner. Now those are all basically like $250 or less guns, especially when you can find them on sale. But yeah, I just want to get that out there. So sharp pointy stick, I mean, you know, you could probably spend $300 on a sharp pointy stick somewhere. So, all right, what else we have for comments going on here? So Tony says that SW9 does have a god-awful trigger. Now, Tony, you're talking about the Sigma. If I'm not mistaken, the SD9 VE is kind of squishy, and then it has a brake. You can learn to actuate it well. I fired the heck out of both of mine, but it was not the SW9 Sigma, right? Tony says the SW9 VE, the real Sigma works fine, but I do have to change the Wolf spring back to the stock to make it reliable. Yeah, the problem is when you put the lighter spring in there, you don't always get that primer strike power that you need to adequately cycle ammo, especially if you do like some steel case. You know, that could really cause some issues with the harder primer. So, yeah. And then Sam of Anarchy had the comment about the Security 9 for under $300.
I see you guys give the sharp stick thing. I voted for sharp stick because I've got a little different vision.
Yeah.
Knowing Foose was going to be on the panel, and knowing Foose hangs out with those real rich, snooty people that like trendy stuff, all we got to do is tell them that the sharp stick is like some organic, naturally harvested, you know, with
I don't think you're going to see Foose's pick up at Whole Foods anytime soon. So
and pumpkin spice, and we
don't forget the cardamom.
Hey! I do like pumpkin spice.
We could sell sharp sticks for like $1,000 a piece.
Scented sharp pointy sticks. We come up with some wonderful ideas on this podcast, don't we? I'm telling you, everything else is pumpkin spice right now except for a sharp pointy stick. Why not? Right?
You could write like words like autumn and equinox and stuff on like that.
Live, laugh, learn. You could wood burn that in there, like carve it out and wood burn it in there. Live, laugh, learn. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Bless this mess.
Unity and healing.
Yeah. Bless his heart. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot you could really. Oh God!
If we really want, we could also have like the $5,000 ones, where we'll sell to like the super duper trendy friends of Foose, and we'll put like tax the rich on it.
And you could have 80% unfinished sticks that you could sell that haven't been carved yet and they haven't been sharpened. You could sell them as, you know, build kits, 80% fully semi-automatic sticks. So because that's where we're going. If we don't get up and start acting soon, that's where we're going to be, guys. We're going to be buying 80% sticks.
What's funny is you guys are all talking like this, and the guys I know you guys are talking about, like, we just prioritize, kind of like what Squib said. We can afford it because we prioritize this stuff over other stuff.
Yeah.
See, he's not denying that he hangs out with rich, snooty friends that are all trendy and hip.
I hang out with him.
Am I rich and snooty to hold that stick while it's sharpening?
You're more of a unifier, Travis. You're kind of a guy who can hang out in every different crowd and just bring us.
That's right. I'm a Jeep guy, man. We just kind of bounce between the Chevy, Dodge, and Ford haters. You know, we're just kind of all out there, just in the middle, preventing the fights from happening. That's what Jeep people do. So that's. So Gun Snob makes a good point, and I'm going to be honest, Gun Snob. I saw it on the searches when I filtered lowest to highest on the 299. I honestly just forgot. When I make up these polls, you get 4 options, so I'm just going what comes to my mind at 5 o'clock in the morning when I make these polls, and I forgot about the Altor. Now, Snob has demonstrated that the Altor pistol can be a challenging gun to hold on to, but very rewarding once you master it. So a second to shoot and a lifetime to master, right? So the Altor pistol, if you're not familiar with it, it's a little 2-piece gun. They run about $59, and they come in a variety of calibers. Do they make one that's 30 super carry yet or not? Because they should. That would really get me into 30 super carry if they make an Altor pistol in 30 super carry. And And I mean, hey, it would shoot. It could end a human life if it had to. So therefore, I respect it as a firearm. I'm not saying it's going to be my preference, but what do you guys think about that one?
I'd take a Bursa 380 over that any day.
You can't even compare the two, though. There's really no other $59 gun out there that I'm seeing online. Like my Jimenez JA-22 was like $109, and that was one of the least expensive, pistols that I ever bought. We're going to do a screen share. Let's go give Altor a little bit of love. So here we go. We got the Gun Snob, his highly recommended. Look, it even has a twist safe on the front of it, so you can twist it to go safe for fire. And I think when you pull the trigger, you pull the trigger and it like, doesn't something like you let go of the trigger and it snaps or something? I can't remember what the deal was, but it's got a user-friendly design as Gun Snob demonstrated. Lifetime warranty. Do they warrant your life on it too? I'm just kind of curious. Quality construction and unmatched simplicity. So, yeah, there we go. Is Gun Snob's video up here? There might be a reason why he's pushing it. I don't know.
Oh, he's shilling.
Nah. All right, so you can get it in 380. You can get it 9mm. They need to do a 10mm, and they need to do 357 SIG, and then we also need one in 30 Super Carry. So
no, 4570.
Hold up.
It weighs 10.5 ounces, which my max 380 dry weighs 13, and that's got a capacity of 10+1. So
how is this not California approved?
It's got to be on the roster, probably because it doesn't have I don't know what it takes to get a gun California compliant, like a handgun. The DOJ has to approve it and it goes on an official roster. It probably doesn't have certain features that are necessary. Maybe who's to say it won't be soon? I mean, she's having fun. Look at her, right? It's not California, Massachusetts, or Maryland approved. So
yeah, you would think that this would be approved in all three of those states.
Look, they got a complete video suite you can watch on how to do everything with it. Please do that at the range if you're going to do it. All right. Holster recommendations. So, and again, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying that it'll do the job. It ain't pretty, but it's going to get the job done if you need it to, if you only need one shot. Right. So, yeah.
Real quick, I don't know how the other states work, but as far as Maryland's quote unquote roster for handguns and firearms, Maryland doesn't go looking like somebody's not sitting there at the office and waiting for Ruger to come out with a new gun to call Ruger and say, send me that gun so we can see if you can sell it here. Maryland doesn't care. If Ruger doesn't call Maryland and say, hey, I've got a new gun, we want to submit it to you guys, then it'll never be here. That's why a thing like the Altor isn't on our list. Not because of the safety features and all that other kind of stuff. Whoever made it was like, I don't feel like dealing with Maryland, so I'm not even going to bother calling them.
So can one person put a request in for a gun, Kingpin?
I could call Maryland and be like, hey, the Altor pistol is something cool. Would you guys review it? And then they'd write it down, say, yeah, we'll review it. And then whenever they decide to get to it, they have a meeting once a month to go through the guns on the register and to go through any new submissions. And 89-90% of those meetings, they sit there with no paperwork in front of them and then gavel and go home. Because, how often does a gun company come out with a new gun? Not once a month. So, like the Ruger Security 9, the reason it took so long for me to get it years after everybody else did is Ruger never contacted Maryland. And when they did contact Maryland, that was one of the few guns that they weren't busy. So they got through pretty quick. Or I'd have had to wait until that piece of paperwork worked its way to the top.
So you requested the Security 9?
No, I didn't, but I could.
I was kind of curious what the time frame was from the time it was submitted to the time it was actually approved. If it literally took years to be approved, or somebody finally submitted it, or
it took about 3 months total, just because of red tape and paperwork, not because of the safety features or anything like that. But I could personally, submit any brand new gun that came out. Normally, what would happen is, since I don't know when a gun's coming out, you would think that the manufacturer, Smith & Wesson, Glock, High Point, whoever it might be, would say, hey, we got this new thing here, Maryland, here's our specs. Now, one of the other problems is I don't know what Maryland requires, but I think California, California requires you to send them a firearm. and let them tear it apart and start smashing on it.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
And I don't know if Maryland requires that or not, but I'm not giving you my, profit right here for you to tear it apart and then tell me no anyway.
Okay.
And charge me to ship it to you and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I know, like, single shot, you're not a resident of it, but Massachusetts, can you comment on approval for Massachusetts? Because a lot of you watching this video may be like, hey, there's nothing here that I can buy that's on my roster.
No, I don't know a whole lot about the laws.
They have like a minimum trigger pull weight, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's always like a Massachusetts approved trigger is what I sometimes see. So if anybody out there lives in Massachusetts, maybe comment, chime in, or if you're watching this video, maybe comment, like, what does it take for you guys to get something approved for your purchase, which, again, complete infringement of your constitutional rights. But hey, to say you can't buy this gun, that right there just means like it violates Constitution. But yeah,
I don't think the sharp sticks approved there either.
No, probably not. Probably not. No, it has to go through a rigorous testing process. They all have to be serialized. you have to have a $200 tax stamp on it if it's under 16 inches. So yep.
Oh, not to mention you have to have it micro-stamped.
Micro-stamped, absolutely. It's got to happen too. So yep.
Well, it's gonna have to be. You're gonna have to debark it, and like Firefighter said, and you're gonna have to micro-stamp the entire length of the stick, rebark it, so that way if it breaks and that part of the serial number is gone, I can still identify it.
Yeah, and it has to be manufactured. You can't do it yourself at home.
Mm-hmm. If you try to put a solvent trap on it, the ATF's going to visit your home.
And if you have puppies, then
whittling has just become illegal.
Whittling is just I can it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. I like to get when I get the sharp pointy sticks, I always get the ones with threaded end. It's got some threads on there so I can screw on my my compensators and my flash hiders and stuff. So
why not just get that ready-made metal tactical assault attachment for your sharp pointy stick?
Oh, I'm gonna wait for the RMR cut to come out. Once it's got the RMR cut, then that's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be on all the big gun channels. They're gonna have put your EOTech on the top of there, your Vortex, get your red dot on there, get your RMR cut sharp pointy stick. Hillbilly, are we giving you some good ideas? You're surrounded by trees. You can make a lot of sticks.
I think we just made him into a millionaire.
Making notes right now. On it. You should do my 80% build and then do a video series on it and see what YouTube my 80% self-defense build and see what YouTube does to it just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, on the Picatinny rail, everything.
So here's what you need. You need your favorite buck knife. You need a chainsaw. You need some Band-Aids. And you need a screwdriver. Let's go to work.
Yeah, plenty of guys.
Yep. I got a quick question for you, Travis. Maybe
go ahead, buddy.
We could talk about it now, or maybe a different topic. Or
no, let's just do it right now. That's fine. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier when you and Hillbilly were talking about the purse getting stolen, and you're only out $200 because it was a cheap revolver in there. And so I hear a lot of people talk about like not carrying the Shadow 2 or not carrying the Nighthawk 1911 because you don't want it to be confiscated for 8 months or get stolen or all that kind of stuff. What else in your life do you put that type of restriction on? You still go out and drive a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 car, even though it could get scratched, even though it could get totaled. You still put on $60, $70, $100 tennis shoes, even though they're gonna get muddy, they're gonna get ripped.
Yeah.
Squib goes through a lot of videos about socks and boots, expensive things that have to be replaced on a regular basis. So, and they could get lost. Your sunglasses could get lost. All these kind of things. So why does it matter if I've got a $900 gun and I'm really confident in that gun? Why am I worried about it getting confiscated if I've got it to defend my life?
We're being completely hypocritical by saying that, that's the way you should go. By looking at what you just said, how we live our lives and our consumables, no, that's a very good, and I mean, you got a good point. If you get it and it shoots well and you trust your life to it, then that's what you do. And if you ever have to use it, then you have to use it. And, no, that's a very good point, dude. I don't have an answer. That's a great question. You pretty much left me dumbfounded on that one.
I mean, Kingpin's throwing up some numbers up there. Kingpin's pretty Gucci there, it sounds like to me. But I will tell you, buddy, it don't matter if I got Buffett money. When I say Buffett money, I mean Warren Buffett or Jimmy Buffett money, But I'm not going to stick a $100 gun in my old wood truck or in my truck even though I might be carrying something, that I feel comfortable with, but I'm not going to stick $1,000 gun in my truck that might get snagged. I'm just not going to do it. And money's not the reason. I mean, it's not that, you couldn't go out and replace it. Yeah. But, I'm just not going to do it. I mean, I don't wear my nice dancing shoes out in the mud either,
So a couple things I will say is once it leaves the home, once it leaves the safe, you could argue that there's a higher probability that something could happen. I mean, how many home break-ins are there versus car break-ins? Because we have them on a daily basis here in the town I live in. Okay, so it's always a potential. Now it's up to you to leave it locked up. It's up to you to secure it, and not just leave it in your glove box, right, unlocked. So I mean, that could be one thing, a higher probability. Two, I drive a Hyundai, and if you haven't seen the videos yet, Hyundais and Kias are being stolen with USB cables. So it would be a really bad idea for me to keep something expensive in my car right now until Hyundai comes up with a solution to my problem. So the Kia boys, as they're called on TikTok, don't go steal my car. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it because it's really sad, actually.
And I understand what you're saying, Kingpin and stuff. I mean, I understand, save your money up, buy a better gun and all that. But then, there's also life, guys. People's got kids or whatever, and they might not be able to do that. Or like in my situation, I just not going to stick a high-dollar gun in the glove box and lock it. I just ain't going to do it. I might have it on my side, but I'm not going to put it there.
Some people are just happy with plain white socks, Outcast, and so it doesn't really matter. They're happy with that. If they're happy with that, then just let them be. Let them be, right? That was a song, wasn't it? Let it be. All right, let it be.
It's not that they're not able to do it. It's that they don't want to do it. All of us can have whatever we want. It's how bad do you want it? If you don't want a $1,000 gun or a $500 gun or a $300,000 gun, you're not going to get one. If all you want is a $200 gun, that's all you're going to get. I don't want to hear, I got kids, I got bills, I'm poor, I live in shit-kicker Texas, and there ain't no jobs out here or whatever it is. It's that you don't want it that bad. There are lots of things I want. I know exactly how to get them. My ambition has its limitations. I'm not willing to do that stuff, and it's not illegal stuff in order to get this stuff. Everybody out there. So when Kingpin says, if all you can afford is a $200 gun, but you really want the $500 gun, save up your money. He's not wrong. He's not lying. And if you say, well, my job doesn't pay that much, then go get another job. But I guarantee you, it's not because there's no jobs available or you lack the skills or anything. It's because you don't want to. Everybody out there has the opportunity in America to make whatever they want out of themselves. So if you have that $200 gun and that's fine with you, that's fine with you. If you catch some crap over it, just understand that there are other people out there with more ambition that just, they see it that way.
Well,
so
Squib,
neither one of you were wrong.
I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you, buddy. I mean, there's been times in my life, you're both parents working, you're working your butt off, you're paying a mortgage, and you're scraping together to get diapers and baby formula, buddy.
That's because you choose. That's because of choices you made.
And I'm telling you, if it comes to a time like that and somebody's in that situation, heck yeah, go get them a $300 gun. Then later on, but I have to disagree with you that there, buddy. Not everybody has the great jobs, even though they work their butt off.
Then move to where the jobs are. I could seriously go down an entire list of everything, but I don't want to move. I don't want to work here. I don't want to get a training. I don't want to, and that's the problem. So if you want to get a $200 gun, there is nothing wrong with that. And if you don't like getting ridiculed for having the $200 gun, then I guess don't hang out with those people. But the reality is that everything that we want, we can all get. It's how bad do you want it? It is really how bad do you want it? And there are priorities. Obviously, your kids take precedence over another gun. You've got 15 guns. And it's like, do I buy baby formula or do I buy another gun? Obviously, you buy baby formula.
No, they don't, Squib. You know why I don't have kids? Because guns are the precedence in my life.
Yeah. So, I find a way to do it all, but I work my ass off. That's why I'm leaving for work
I choose
right
not
now.
to, so I can spend way too much on stuff I don't always need.
I'll put you this way. There are people right now sitting at home going, it's Saturday on a holiday weekend. I'm going to drink beer and hang out with my family and barbecue and do some yard work and work on this project and go to the range and sight in my rifle for hunting season and do all this stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm leaving right now to go to work. Well, I'll be leaving in a few minutes. I'm leaving. I'm making enough money today to buy 3 Taurus handguns.
That's a choice you're making, Squid.
Right, and
You're
that's a
making
choice
that
I'm
choice.
making. I'm not
And
complaining that I have to work while all you guys
presidents
sit on
over
your
there.
ass
You're
in your
making that
trailer
choice.
park. I'm saying that you could work too. But if you don't want to, then that's what you're going to get. You're only going to get one Taurus. I'm going to go make enough money in one day to buy 3. And there are people out there that make that much money in 1 minute. And that's what I mean about levels of ambition. So if you're looking at a certain dollar amount, because that's a dollar amount you've set, there is nothing wrong with that. Live within your means, live within your budget, live within your ambition. But when everybody says, I can't, it's not that you can't, it's that you won't.
If you
That's
can't
all it
afford
is.
it, call up Squib. He'll loan you some money.
I ain't
All right,
gonna.
so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead. And move
I'll
on.
tell you. I'll tell you how
guys
to
have,
make the money.
Gentlemen, both sides have presented their case, and the jury will deliberate next episode. All right, so we're getting good points. Both sides, good points. All right. Sam of Anarchy 92 says, if people live in high crime neighborhoods, please don't leave expensive stuff in your cars. But here's the thing, Sam. People that live in suburbs or rich neighborhoods many times have garages just packed full of stuff, and their cars sit outside, and so their cars get broken in too. Big thing is like wallets and cell phones you leave in the car accidentally overnight, or packages you leave in your vehicle overnight. So it can happen anywhere. Don't leave anything expensive in your car. If you don't think you can live without that high dollar gun in your vehicle, then don't leave it in your vehicle. In some cities, they have ordinances where you can't leave a gun in a car for more than 24 hours if the car's not going to be moved, whatever, right? Watt 75's got some pretty powerful comments out there. He's got a Sky makes a gun that will match your trailer. Well, they make a gun that matches anybody's home, don't they? So, and New York Outcast says, I had to show Squib I use name brand detergent just for him to talk to me. See, Squib, I think you're really the elitist, not Foos. I think you're the one that's, if you don't buy Tide, you can't hang out with us. You're not cool. You don't smell good enough to hang out with us. So, all right. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up because we've taken it off the rails as usual, but it's been a fun discussion, a wonderful discussion. And so did we leave you with any useful information? I have no idea, but what's important is you can see that you have options for the $300 gun. There are some that I personally stand by that I have owned and shot. And I would say if you're going to get a $300 gun, then go get it. Because reality is a lot of people, when they go buy their first gun, what's the cheapest thing I can get? They're not thinking reliability. They're not thinking. That's why you're seeing so many just like lower end guns showing up in the use cases now, because people were buying these because they wanted a gun. They wanted anything they can get their hands on. They don't care. And they don't really maybe see things through like we do or have the experiences that we've had. So that's why we're just simply having the discussion on the $300 gun. So maybe next week we'll do the sub $100 gun and see what's available out there. Actually, we did. I don't think there was anything for sale. That's why we did a sub $200 gun discussion. Actually, next week, I have a topic that I think is going to ruffle some feathers. We're going to kind of sort of talk about guns, but not. And I'm not going to tell you what the topic is just yet. And this could really be divisive between our community. But I think we need to stick together. Whether you want to rock the high point or you want to rock the shadow too, we're all in the same boat. And it's sinking, so we need to plug the holes, people. All right, I don't care what you shoot or where you shoot. The fact you shoot is all that matters. So we need to keep it together. We need to be a unified team, and we need to win. All right. So that's my pep talk for today. All right. So let's wrap it up. Single shot. Anything you want to say here? Any words of wisdom? Anything you want to toss out there? No.
You just choose your budget, what you can afford, and get out there and practice with it. That's the biggest thing. You got to get to know it.
Make sure it's reliable. If it has problems,
Right.
Get it taken care of. If you're going to defend your life on it, normally that first shot's going to go off. What about the second? What about the follow-up shot? What if it's multiple people? All right. So it's always a good idea to make sure your gun is going to function. Make sure that you trust that firearm as much as you can and shoot it. You should shoot it, practice with it, have fun, go out, go to the range, relax a little, get proficient with it. Right. I mean, that's the key. So, all right. Squibload, anything you want to say before we go? He's left us with his mic drop. He might be going to work right now. We'll catch you in a little bit, Squib. All right, Firefighter 09100. Anything you want to say, buddy?
Buy what you can afford, and if you have money left over, get the ammo.
Okay.
There you go, buddy.
That's a good idea. Real quick, Sam of Anarchy says, I heard the other day some idiots in San Antonio have been targeting Ford Raptors and 3 were broken into and stolen. Did they find some sort of like shortcut to steal them like they did on the Hyundais now, or kind of curious about that? All right. Again, firefighter, good words of wisdom. All right. American Hillbilly, anything you would say before we go?
Yeah, I'd like to tell Squib I love you, buddy.
There you go. See, in the end, it doesn't matter. We're all one big dysfunctional, happy family, right? It doesn't matter. I'll share targets with you any day. You know, I mean, we're fine. We're all fine, everybody. Calm down.
Yeah, you betcha. And I just want to thanks having me on here, Travis, and everybody else on the panel. Awesome. And the side chat's been great. And I'm just excited. I mean, I have a long 3-day weekend, and I'm going to enjoy it this weekend.
There you go. Have fun at work. No.
Yeah. Might be working on that sharp stick video.
There you go. Get that 80% sharp build going. You know, just don't put that on YouTube, and God, please don't print any parts for it to put on there. No vertical foregrip unless it's at least 29 inches long, 26 inches long, or something like that. Is that what the rule is? And if you're going to put a collapsible stock on it, just make sure that it's that it's not a brace, because we don't know where that's going either. So just be careful. All right. Just don't hurt yourself with that thing. Yeah. You poke your eye out, kid. You'll poke your eye out. Hey, give us a little treat here, a little tease. What's coming up on the channel? What do you got coming up for videos? Anything planned in the works right now? Anything you want to give us a heads up on, or do you want to leave it a mystery? That's up to you.
Well, like I said, I have a video I just put out about TV, flat screen TV. And so I hope that's entertaining for people. We got some stuff, we're working on. I just hopefully keep coming up with entertaining stuff for people to watch and everything. We're still working on a honey-do list video, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm still waiting for the speaking hillbilly, how to speak hillbilly, bless his heart video. Because people like us that live north of Kansas have no idea what that really means. We really think that you're giving us good blessings. So,
thank you. But yeah, I actually have some of those that I need to get put out in shorts and stuff. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I just hope everybody has a great weekend and everything, and just
right on,
stay safe and enjoy life.
Hey man, thanks for being here. I appreciate having you here, and it's going to be a good day. So there you go. The words of Ice Cube, I had to say it was a good day. So there you go. All right, man. Well, guys, make sure you check out Hillbilly Up, American Hillbilly. Wonderful channel, a lot of fun to watch, and saving America one less White Claw at a time. Kingpin, anything you want to say?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Good conversation, and no matter where you go, there you are.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. And Tony, you have no idea. I hear it all the time, and I always feel so blessed. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so let's go and give a little shout out on the YouTube side. Let's see who was out there. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Nebraska Gun Freak did say, have a good day, guys. I'm out here in your neck of the woods, Travis. I'll probably go check out your local Shields this evening. Man, they're chock full of ammo, and make sure you check the use case. It's just on the end, right behind the AR-15 gun cave that they have right there. So you can't miss it. Good selection of used firearms. All right, so joining us, we got Reloading from the Hot Pot out there. That's a new one, Reloading. I don't know if I've ever met you or heard of you before or seen you on the channel, but if you're new here, welcome.
Reloading from the Hot Pot is a really good dude. His name is Gene. He's got a great channel. He hangs out with Chris from the 740 and the Georgia Shooting Connection, the Crazy Scotsman. So yeah, Gene's awesome. And his lady friend makes videos now too.
Excellent. I dabble in some reloading myself too, thanks to the guys on the channel that helped me get into that. Hillbilly Ups out there, New York Outcast, Tony York, Kingpin, Ozzy Orsborn, Sam of Anarchy 92, 500 Magnum out there. Now that is an epic username right there. That is freaking awesome. Tommy Gun in the house, another very cool name. So hello, Tommy. Tommy, I hope you got your Timmy Hortons this morning and you're all set to go up in Canada. Gun Snobs out there, Kevin June joining us, Block 75, New York Outcast, Pushing White Socks, M. Gabriel. Who else is watching this morning? Jack Bowers out there. Welcome, sir. Gun Snob joining in. We gave him a little Altor love out there. Let's see who else is joining us today. We missing anybody? Was Gizzard Gary out there? I think Gizzard Gary was out there for a little while. Make sure you check out his channel. Lots of great shows. Tony York always chiming in. Defense Dab in the house. Squib Lived and Squib Load and Bitter Taxpayer. The whole Squib trifecta of channels is out there too. Gunmetal Guy USA in the house. Mad Sexy watching today too. Man, we had a lot of people watching. Ecoda out there. I don't know. Do we have some tacos and French fries? I wasn't sure. Tactical Fud watching today. And I think that's probably about it. If I miss anybody, I do apologize. But man, we had a great panel. A lot of people watching today, and it was a fun topic. So So next week I'm not going to reveal it. I'm going to post it, make you go over to my channel and find it and like it and mash the bell so you don't miss it. It could be an interesting discussion. I'm going to play a little devil's advocate on this one, and it could lead to some interesting feelings, maybe kind of an eye opener for a lot of you out there that are all about the 2A community, right? So anyway, this is Travis P11. Check out my channel, like and subscribe. I got a lot of great content. I post new videos basically every Wednesday night, and then they eventually make their way over to Facebook and UGEtube and Gunstreamer and stuff like that. We'll see you guys next Saturday. I will be taking a Saturday off in 2 weeks. So next Saturday we'll have a Caliber Corner. The week after that, I will have to take the Saturday off. And but yeah, that's about it. So guys, I want you to have fun, be safe. Get over there and check out rnldisplays.com, the premium way to display your AR-15, the premium furniture for your firearm. And I think that's it. So 500 Magnum says, Travis, your last revolver video was great. Yeah, that was that Colt Trooper that's sitting right here behind me. I'm going to take it back out and shoot 357 mag through it. Now, I had a shorter barrel version, if I'm not mistaken, that I did a cleaning video on. I'm not going to do another cleaning video on this one because it's essentially the same thing, but I will take it out and shoot it, take it out with some 357 mag, and it was, oh, that thing was awesome. I had so much fun with that. It was just so cool. Yeah, the Colt was the Trooper Mark III with like a 6 or 8 inch barrel. This thing is a beauty. It's going to be hard for me to give it back to Stan because it's magical. That's all I'm going to say is it's magical. So anyway, you guys have fun, be safe, have a great weekend, get out, do some shooting, relax, or go to work, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.